Question 61. To maintain the appropriate thickness of a bandsaw blade, what must be done to the blade after the welding process? Answer: the weld area, both sides and back of the blade, should be ground flush. Question 62. A frayed ground wire connection at the ground clamp would cause which of the following? Answer: poor welds and a hot ground clamp. Question 63. Where on the welding symbol can supplementary information such as welding process or electrode be found? Answer: tail. Question 64. Which of the following best describes a gas tungsten arc welding gas nozzle or cup? Answer: this device directs shielding gas to the weld area. Question 65. Which of the following terms is used to describe the procedure in which gray cast iron is preheated to a high temperature prior to welding? Answer: hot welding. Question 66. Which of the following best describes the normal operating speeds of angle grinders? Answer: 9,000 to 10,000 RPM. Question 67. When oxy-fuel cutting, what would long drag lines and increased slag accumulation on the bottom edge indicate? Answer: excessive travel speed. Question 68. At what temperature should cellulosic CMOL electrodes be stored in a rod oven? Answer: these electrodes should not be stored in an oven. Question 69. Which of the following best describes the steps to appropriately light and adjust oxyacetylene torches? Answer: verify the regulator adjustment is backed off and torch valves are closed. Independently open the oxygen and fuel cylinder valves and adjust pressure gauges as required. Separately purge the oxygen and fuel lines. Open the fuel gas line 1/4 turn and ignite with a striker. Adjust fuel until there is no smoke and the flame is close to the tip. Open the oxygen valve and adjust to a neutral flame. Depress the oxygen lever and adjust as required. Question 70. Before welding any storage tank, which of the following should be performed? Answer: the atmosphere in and around the tank should be tested with a gas tester for oxygen level and flammability. Question 71. How are CMOL electrode holders rated? Answer: maximum amperage capacity. Question 72. Which of the following best describes submerged arc welding fluxes which have the ability to add alloying elements to the weld deposit? Answer: active flux. Question 73. Which of the following is a characteristic of mill scale? Answer: considered an insulator. Question 74. Which of the following is likely to occur if slag is not removed between successive passes? Answer: slag inclusion. Question 75. Which of the following is indicative of a shielded metal arc weld that was performed with travel speed that was too fast? Answer: pointed V-shaped ripples on the bead and porosity. Question 76. When FSA double a 1F fillet root pass, which of the following would best describe the appropriate travel angle or electrode inclination? Answer: 15 to 30 degrees backhand or pull. Question 77. When a 3G groove weld is required to be FCA, which of the following would best describe the appropriate root weld? Answer: use GMW with a travel angle or electrode inclination of 15 to 30 degrees backhand or pull. Question 78. When gas tungsten arc welding, which of the following colors designates a seriated electrode? Answer: gray. Question 79. A wire rope that is used to support a load but does not run over drums or sheaves is referred to as which? Answer: standing rope. Question 80. Which of the following best describes the threads employed with oxy-fuel cutting acetylene cylinders? Answer: left-hand National Gas thread, or NGT.